So today I want to show you how to move M1 Finance stocks from one pie to another. So if you accidentally added a stock into one sector or a pie and you want it moved to another, this is the video to explain how to do that. So we're going to go ahead and load up the computer screen right over here and go through this pretty simple process. Now, the way this is going to work is we're going to go ahead and show you how to move a stock. So let's go ahead and say that you have a portfolio that looks something like this, right? Maybe you have different names for your slices here, but we have a ton of slices and you were getting started and you maybe accidentally put a stock in one pie, but you wanted it in another. And in order to do so, you might think you have to sell out that stock and rebuy it into another. Well, I'm going to show you how to do this in real time. So first and foremost, we want to make sure we turn off auto investing, which is, of course, you can see right over here. So make sure this is off. And if by chance you're doing this on mobile, you want to make sure you're doing the same thing by turning off auto invest. So first and foremost, we do that. And now what we're going to do is kind of go through this process and show you here. So I'm going to kind of do this as an example. I'm not going to finish up this process because I do kind of like how my setup is currently at. So we're going to go into our growth stock here. And what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to move Amazon, let's say, into our tech sector. Let's go ahead and say that that's what we want to do. We don't want it in this sector anymore. We want it in the other one. So first and foremost, what most people try to do is go to their edit, come in here and remove Amazon, which will then force a sale. So I'm going to show you how this looks. So let me just go ahead and temporarily do this. I'm going to confirm this. This is what normally people are doing, and this is what we actually don't want to do, right? Because I just want to show you an example. When we go in here, you see how it says sell one and it shows Amazon? That means Amazon is being sold and then being bought with that money into these other into these other stocks, I should say. But now I want to show you the actual process that you want to take. So let me just go ahead and go through this really quick and re-add in Amazon for a second. Let me do this here. And then what we're going to do is actually go back through this process and do it the correct way so we make sure that we're doing this right. And the reason I wanted to show this way is just because it's important to understand making sure that you're not accidentally causing taxable events, because you don't want to do that if you're selling your stock. So this is what we're going to do. First and foremost, we want to know how much do we have in Amazon. So we have $256.13. So what we're going to actually do is click on Amazon themselves right over here. And you're going to see the buy and sell sector or section right over here under the actual stock. So we are on the Amazon stock itself, and then we see the exclusive buy and sell. So if we click on here, what this is going to bring up is just buying and selling off of Amazon. So we're going to do 256.13. And we're going to go ahead and click on continue, and we're going to confirm the sell. But you're like, hey, Dennis, I thought you said we don't want to sell the stock. Well, at first, that is going to cause it to look like it's trying to sell, of course, because we're going through. So I'm going to go view details. And again, we're going to see here where it shows the sell thing. But now what we're going to do is go back into our main portfolio. And we're going to go into our tech slice right over here and say, okay, this is where I want to add Amazon. So this is how we're going to work it. First, we're going to go into our edit over here. And we're going to add Amazon into this pie right over here. So we're going to click on Amazon. We're going to click on add. And then right over here, we're going to go ahead. We can do whatever percentage. Honestly, we're just going to do 1% for this example, mainly because I got to undo it afterwards. But you could do whatever percentage you want. It doesn't matter at this point. So we're going to click on save. And then we're going to click on confirm right over here. Now, before we go on to the rest of this tutorial, if you're somebody who wants to support, this channel creating free content just like this, I'm going to have a link in the show notes down below for you to be able to refinance your student loans if you still got them. Now, the cool thing is if you lower your interest rates, that can save you thousands of dollars by the end of your loan, which can honestly go towards more investments to help continue to grow your wealth. So check that link down below, helps out support this channel and continue to provide free content like this. With that being said, let's go ahead and finish up the rest of this tutorial. Now what's going to happen is Amazon's going to show up on this list currently with no balance on there. So what we want to do is kind of like the sell process. We're going to click onto Amazon right over here. And then we're going to click on the buy and sell again under the Amazon exclusive banner. So that way it's not going through the overall pie or your overall portfolio. So we're going to click on buy here. And then what's going to happen is it's going to tell us how much is available to be able to purchase through Amazon or whatever amount we want. I just want to put what we had from the original Amazon stock right over here, which was the 256.13. The 20 cents was already in my portfolio, so I'm just going to ignore that for this example. And we're going to hit continue, and then we're going to confirm our buy. Once we click on done, Then we're going to go back to our main portfolio, and then we're going to take a look at our upcoming trades. Now, if you notice now, there are no upcoming trades currently. So you're not going to see it actually popping up, even though you can see these little dots right over here. Let me highlight them. You're going to see these little things right over here. This is indicating that there's going to be a transaction happening in those two different pies because we have something going on, but it's not actually triggering a buy and sell. It's essentially just moving your stuff. Now, to kind of give you even more of context on how this works, I'm going to go back into my growth, and I'm going to go ahead and just pretend like I'm going to sell my Google stock here for a second, which I don't actually plan on doing, but this will just kind of help the, just kind of help this example here. So I'm going to go ahead and sell, just say $1. I'm going to confirm that sale here, and I'm going to click done. So what I'm going to do here is this is just kind of going an additional step here just to show you and get you comfortable with this idea of what we're doing here to make it all work. Now, if you see on the upcoming trades, you can actually view details now because there's officially something that's being sold. So if we click on here, this is the part I wanted to show you that you couldn't see unless we actually had an additional sale on here. So you're going to see right over here what it says sell, and it only has one, even though there are two items being quote unquote sold. And of course, one of them is actually Google, which we're for sure getting rid of in this example, and then Amazon, which is the $256.13. But you can see here in our total, we're actually not even selling it. And then you can look over here in the buys, you're not actually buying anything because you're not buying anything of Amazon. You're essentially just transferring one fund to the next. And that's why Amazon here shows that same exact total that you're having in your sale. So in this respect, what's going on is it's actually taking your stock from one pie into the next one that you want to actually have it in. So if you had that problem, this is the solution for you, and this is how you go about doing it. Now, I do want you to keep on learning more when it comes to M1 Finance and the process and everything that comes with it. So I want you to check out my video right over here to keep on learning. My name is Dennis, and I will see you in that next video.